Remember how just a few months ago, the most popular thing on the internet was a picture of a bored ape? You were bound to bump into one of these bad boys. Well, looks like the era of the bored ape, or what's typically known as the NFT boom period, is over. And the most recent marker of it is the shutting down of CNN's NFT project, the Vault. Let's look at what happened. For starters, the Vault has officially shut down. The thing we hate and love most about life is how unpredictable it can be. One minute you're on the tip of everyone's tongue, at the heart of the moment, or in fact, the moment. The next, you're a token of the past, barely remembered, and just a phase. Apparently, the same is true for digital technological advancements. You'd think that when brand new tech enters the market, it's here to stay. But what we need to remember is that the audience, especially Gen Z, has a very short attention span and very strong commitment issues. What this means is that maybe something might catch our eye momentarily, and maybe we get a little obsessed. But within a few months, people do tend to lose interest, and then their heart is somewhere else. Wow, sounds like one of those tough situationships we wouldn't know anything about. But you're probably wondering why we're giving you such a long, drawn-out comparison. Folks, it's mostly just an explanation of why NFTs, or more precisely, non-fungible tokens, are losing popularity left, right, and center. This drop in popularity is made more evident by the fact that CNN literally just closed down its NFT project because it didn't seem like a worthy investment anymore. Next, how, when, and why did the Vault close? Yes, we're getting to it. Of course, we recognize that our audience needs their tea to be warmer, and we're more than willing to provide it. But for us to give you more info about the shutting down of the Vault, it's also important to know why CNN took the project to begin with. So let's jump right into the origin story. Ooh, we love these. The Vault was basically a brand new program picked up by CNN. It happened quite recently, actually, just around the end of summer. The program sort of became the bridge between the average Joe and whatever went on in the world of digital technical mumbo-jumbo. If you're wondering why CNN would pick up a project like this, the essential purpose was to, well, build a community. Ain't that just sweet? The show essentially was a mission to ignite a conversation about world events, history, and art via the use of digital tokens. We were all set to experience the world through means of digital finance. But sadly, CNN decided to discontinue the project on the 10th of October. That was when it officially shut the Vault tight and never looked back. But if you're wondering why this happened, well, the short answer is they got over it. Coming up, has CNN moved on from the NFT world? Back when the first NFT came out, it was 2014, and Kevin McCoy was the mastermind behind it. This was long before the digital cryptocurrency market exploded. So in a way, the man was ahead of his time. Oh, and if you want a bit more context on how exactly NFTs work, we'd suggest waking up and keeping up with the time. Okay, we're joking. We understand why people don't understand NFTs properly. There's too much science involved, and it's easier to pretend you get it rather than actually getting it. But to give you a general idea, NFTs are a form of digital collectibles that are all stored on the same digital ledger, the Ethereum blockchain. We quite literally have NFTs for everything, from cat memes to Pokemon cards to art pieces costing thousands and millions of dollars. Just in January, the NFT sales went up to $17 billion. Phew, that's some sum, right? The average NFT sale price was around $3,800. Everyone wanted a piece of this cake. But alas, the peak didn't last. When does it ever? Every rise is followed by a fall, and the fall of NFT was a steep one for sure. Within the span of just a few months, the price of the average NFT had fallen to $293, and the trading value is now only $460 million. Dang, what happened to playing in the billion-dollar league? That one must have hurt. Moving forward, why is the world moving on? We can give you the answers that our parents or grandparents would give us. You know, stuff like it's just the way of the world and people get over things. But we know that wouldn't satisfy your curious mind. So let's get a tad bit analytical, folks. So one of the many reasons is perhaps the upcoming doom that stands before us all, the crash of the market. This is something that many trade analysts have been predicting for quite some time now. After all, we can only run from recession recession for so long. They think the time has come, and as optimistic as we are, we still think that they might be right. But who could have thought that the digital currency would be hit with a recession too? Well, it's a butterfly effect that was bound to flow. But this isn't it, folks. There's another very crucial reason for it. An expert in crypto and blockchains, Professor Malakan, gave us some interesting insights, and we're sorry if this is starting to sound a little like a finance class. But hey, you signed up for this when you decided to learn about NFTs by clicking on this video. Coming back, the expert essentially wanted to point out that people missed the point of NFTs. They were supposed to be used to build a digital record, a footprint, a memory of the cultural artifacts of this time. People turned it into a numbers game. It got caught in the economic bubble, and ultimately, the bubble burst. Up next, should we be moving on? We just didn't have the patience to really invest in a market that had so much potential. We were chasing quick results, and therein lies the fault. That's probably what you've been hearing so far. But for a lot of people, NFTs were just any other trend. They treated it just as casually as a TikTok video without fully ever trying to understand it. That's precisely the case with media enterprises. They entered the NFT craze a little late, sought the financial benefits when they could, and decided to dip as they stopped getting their dosage of instant gratification. What can we say, folks? Perhaps we're all just dopamine junkies and don't have the foresight to invest in something like digital currency. Or perhaps we saw the futility of the whole scheme and decided to save ourselves from risk. Who knows? Both these arguments make sense in their own way, but who says we can't have more than one version of the truth? Coming up, what are some other NFT projects? But alas, all hope is not lost. CNN was not the only NFT project or the only big company to think of NFTs as a good investment. There's always bigger fish to fry, and NFTs have been exploring the ocean for quite some time now. We literally have corporate giants like Gucci and Coca-Cola, which are using the NFT interface to better understand and interact with their clients. Obviously, the reason why these universal brands would risk it all is because they saw some market potential in the business. They're not the type to risk it all. The most recent company to jump on the bandwagon was the literal global leader of cloud computing technology, Salesforce. They recently announced their entry into the world of NFT by launching NFT Cloud. The purpose is obviously to make transactions and relations smoother. And so far, NFTs have been a successful venture for this organization. This makes us more hopeful about the future. Moving on, are there any other big brands reaping the perks of NFTs? Are there any other big brands? What do you guys think? Of course there are. From Adidas to Nike, all big companies have now begun to see the value that the use of a digital tool like NFTs can bring to their business. If you don't believe us, we're more than happy to tell the story of how and why these brands signed up. Take Ray-Ban, for example. Everyone loves the brand. It's a marker of style and status in so many places. This company also saw it fruitful to make use of NFT projects to stay trendy and make a profit. Back in October 2021, they launched their first and only NFT project, the famous Ray-Ban aviator glasses in the form of an NFT. They then decided to hype it up further by holding an auction at OpenSea. Wow, that's some genius marketing strategy, don't you think? Another example is McDonald's. They literally popularized and made billions of dollars in profit when they started selling NFTs that celebrated the return of the McRib. You see, folks, NFT projects have mostly been hits in the past, so a few losses don't really make a difference. That's a wrap for today's video, folks. What do you think the future of NFTs is? If you liked this video, subscribe to our channel. See you next time.